Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Monday afternoon. Welcome into this another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Auburn coming off a win over Ole Miss, 20-14, in Jordan-Hare Stadium. It was a somewhat bizarre kind of game. Auburn runs 90 plays, 507 yards of total offense. Bo Nix throws for 340 yards. Has his best day, really, probably as an Auburn Tiger, and Auburn scores 20 points. Ole Miss has an opportunity to go down and win the game in their final drive, but the Auburn defense rises up and stops them. Again, it was a win for Auburn. It wasn't pretty. There was a lot of I don't think anybody, I think we had a prediction of 19-14. Last week, but that was, I think, Ole Miss 19-14.
Yeah, it was.
That was the closest one. So
and you were like, "What?" I mean,
that's
usually how it works out.
It really is. So we'll talk about that game. We'll break it down a little bit. Auburn now with a week off before the Georgia Bulldogs come calling. There's a lot to talk about that game, though, outside of what took place on the field. Student section about cleared out halfway. After halftime, actual Auburn players calling out the fans
a lot of them.
for the kind of disappointment in the lackluster environment, leaving early.
Was that a message?
From the students?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I mean, to show up and take the time to show up, and you're, at home in an SEC game, and then you decide, it's close. If I don't really care. I'm leaving. And because it doesn't matter who you're playing, even if you're having a bad night, if it's in a close ball game, nobody really leaves a close ball game. You know what I mean? And for that many, for a big a mass is left as they had leave, is that the student body saying something to does it matter? I mean, I don't know. I just is very odd.
It was odd. I would admit, and I will go.
And we've seen them in 53-6 games. Yeah. In the full quarter, people start hightailing out.
Sure.
But when the
I
game's
think when Auburn went up 20-7, I think I felt like Auburn was in complete control of the game. I didn't think Ole Miss had a chance of coming back. Now that was a little bit on into the game, a little bit in the third quarter. I think people never thought
a lot of people left at halftime.
Yeah. And it was 10-7. It was a 10-7 game. Now, granted, Auburn had dominated the game, but it was a 10-7 game.
10-7.
No Marlon Davidson, no Jeremiah Denson, leading tackler in this game. You got the defense. Ole Miss had one drive the entire game. They gave up one drive. You're going to give up a drive. Now, granted, it was a bad time to do it, but they gave up one drive for the entire game.
Yeah, that wasn't nothing on the defense, even with those two guys out. They still played outstanding.
Anders Carlson with a tough night, missing 3 field goals. Auburn does drop a spot in the AP poll down to number 12 even after the win. I would think so.
Probably because of the performance.
Auburn basketball has an exhibition on Friday night. They had an exhibition on Friday night against Eckerd, the Division II. Eckerd College, they beat them 97-53.
Eckerd's from where?
No, I don't think anybody knows.
Oh, they know it.
They probably don't. And the first coaching domino has fallen. Willie Taggart, after less than 2 years in Tallahassee, dismissed from his duties.
Did we have a fan bring that up and say something about that? Who would be the first to go, or did you bring that up in a show? I know there was a list. Who would be?
I think, we've done that before.
Who would be fired first, or who would lose their job first?
Would it be Jeremy Pruitt, Willie Taggart, or somebody?
Yeah, Jeremy Pruitt, Willie Taggart, Chad Morris.
Yeah. And it ends up being Willie Taggart.
And I think, God.
Hard to argue with that. The results just have not been there.
How many years in the past would you say you didn't even know Florida State Miami was really playing. I mean, we didn't even mention that at all on any of our shows last week.
And
trust me, I did a bunch.
Marquee game. I mean, used to be. I mean, like you said, I mean, that game doesn't pass.
You know, two irrelevant programs right now, especially Miami, and they're the ones that won. But you know, I talked about this earlier this week. The Miami caught it at the right time in the '80s. They kind of bullied everybody. I think people were scared of them. I think the NCAA was scared of them. They kind of called Notre Dame out and started that rivalry there. They were able to get some big time players out of Florida. But now that their facilities and the way people recruit and other programs, they have nothing on anybody. So why would anybody go to Miami? It's not a college town. It doesn't feel, you know, the way it is when you go to other schools. These top recruits are going to visit. I mean, they get a few here and there, but nowhere near to be competitive to compete for a championship. Florida State's kind of similar to that right now. They're in the same boat. I would say that Central Florida has done a really good job of notching themselves in a position above both of them right now as a school, maybe that's right under Florida in the state.
I think that's probably true.
Lane Kiffin interested in the Florida State job now?
Urban Meyer, Lane Kiffin.
Well, the athletic director at Florida State said that, I mean, in no uncertain terms, H would freeze over before Urban Meyer was offered the job at Florida State. So, yeah.
Well, maybe they need a new AD.
Maybe they do, but that's not an option for them. You know, with Southern Cal, an option for Urban Meyer. Will he end up coaching? I mean, we all knew he would be. You know, he was another one of those, I'm out, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we all knew that the time would come, and I still think the time will come for Bob Stoops to come out of retirement. I don't think he'll take the Florida State job, but I think his brother might. His brother may leave Kentucky to go take that job. Will he? I don't know.
That's an interesting.
It is.
Interesting. The first college football playoff rankings will come out tomorrow night on Tuesday evening. So a lot to talk about today. We'll take your comments as well as we always do. We appreciate those so very much. We appreciate all of you out there joining us today, whether that be on 105.1 The Lake or Charter Channel 3 or WOTM. Charter Channel, well, pick a channel. There's several channels on WOTM and across spectrum. Also Facebook Live. For all of you out there, we appreciate you so much. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply needs, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go ahead and check out Russell Do-It Center. There's one close to you, and you'll be glad that you did. Also, Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Eric's been in business for over 20 years. He knows it backwards and forwards. They're always looking out for the best interests of their clients, and they are saving people thousands of dollars each and every day at Mortgage Pro. Interest rates are really good right now. If you're looking into refinancing your mortgage, or maybe it's your first mortgage, or maybe it's your last mortgage, you want a reverse mortgage, all points in between. They can help you out there at Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Give them a call today. You'll be glad you did. 256-397-0248. That's 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, and Russell Do-It Center.
Mark said, you think Gus to Florida State could be a possibility? And so Jeremy replied, we couldn't be so lucky.
Yeah.
Seth said, for what it's worth, the students to the right of the band are the ones that left. The ones to the left stayed. A lot of people said they left because of the weather.
It was cold. I mean, but
well,
it was like 45 degrees. It wasn't like it was freezing.
But the atmosphere was terrible.
It was not great.
About the most docile, and I came here because I already paid all this money and I had to come sit in this game kind of atmosphere. It wasn't any excitement at all to it. I mean, it was just a humdrum.
And I think a lot of that's due to the first half because of the way that it happened. I mean, you go down and you miss 2 straight field goals. You fumble. I mean, you end up with 10 points after you just, again,
it's the
dominate
first time
the game.
that Gus Malzahn's won a game where they attempted 40-plus passes, by the way. How about that? I also saw a neat take on something that I'll read here in just a minute from another one of our loyal watchers and listeners that I thought was an outstanding take on this thing that something's got to give. You know, coming up, it's got to do with, wins, 9-win teams playing Alabama, and if Auburn were to get to that, and all kind of stuff. I'll read it off here in just a minute.
Look, I will say this. We're moving toward a break here, and then we'll come back and look at some of your comments. But I thought overall, when I looked at the offensive performance of this game, I really liked the game plan. I mean, Auburn got everybody involved. Everybody involved. I mean, you got Anthony Schwartz involved, you got Seth Williams, but they also used Will Hastings and Eli Stowe. J.J. Wilson. I mean, I'm going to say this, Brett. We threw a ball across the middle
to the tight end,
more than 10 yards downfield to the tight end.
Can you imagine
that again?
Can you imagine? A couple
Unbelievable.
Times. Two times.
Yeah, I mean, he dropped one of them.
I know,
and that would have been a big play in the game. We dropped passes. We missed field goals.
Yeah,
fumbled.
The focus was not there for whatever reason on the offensive side.
But just moved it up and down the field. Looked very good.
At will.
So I'm not really that disappointed in the performance per se. Obviously, the lack of scoring is a concern, but I kind of just chalk that up to it's kind of a weird incident. I mean, when you run
sometimes
90 plays,
sometimes that happens. I mean, you miss. Here's the frustrating thing: quit settling for daggum field goals.
Yeah,
how about finish the drive? When you get down there, put the thing in the end zone instead of having to always kick a daggum field goal.
As far as I know, Bo only really made two horrendous throws. The one that should have been an interception in the end zone, and the one he short hopped to Sal Cannella. Those were really the only two bad passes I thought he made. I mean, he could have done a little bit better. But we're up against a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Score big with these deals at Bice Motors in Alex City. Up to 27% off on select 2019 Ram trucks. During Jeep Adventure Days, lease a new 2019 Jeep Compass Latitude for $209 a month. Save over $8,000 on a new 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude.
We guarantee the lowest price, and we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Make your scoring drive to Bice Motors in Alex City.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, for your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Alex City Marines located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy are they gorgeous. Also some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there tuning us in. We're talking about Auburn and Ole Miss. Again, Auburn drops to number 12 in the country, but they are 7-2 now, 4-2. They have a bye week, and then they'll take on Georgia, Samford, and Alabama all at home. See, with the players calling out the fans, you would expect that environment to be a little bit better against Georgia, but we'll see. You were talking about before in the previous segment.
Yeah, one of our, Michael, who watches and listens to our shows a bunch, a lot of you do out there, and we appreciate it. He came up with this over the weekend. He said Gus has never lost coming off of a bye week, a win over Georgia, and an assumed victory over Samford makes Auburn 9-2 heading into the Iron Bowl, which Saban has never beaten a 9-win Auburn team. Now that's, like you said, not necessarily 9 wins going into the Iron Bowl, but a 9-win period team. The Auburn finished with 9 wins. Something has to give and will give with all of that. If they don't, I don't see Auburn. If they come through with all that stuff, or even if they don't win, he doesn't see Auburn getting rid of Gus, because he thinks, obviously, and at the time he wrote this, he said Michigan, Florida State, and USC will be looking for a new coach. Florida State has already bitten the dust, so they're in the business of looking for a new coach. I don't think Michigan will be looking for a new coach unless Ohio State just absolutely obliterates them, which that could happen, and they've just had enough of Michigan. Michigan did beat Notre Dame, but I don't know what. But I do think Harbaugh will be back. I think that has a lot to do with it too, with other programs being in the mix. But I don't think this is even a discussion, obviously, if Auburn finishes out strong. Auburn is still ranked 12 in both polls and sitting there with 2 losses, with everything left in front of them, obviously, except an opportunity to go play for an SEC championship, but could finish really, really strong and garner a New Year's Six Bowl. But with that being said, just kind of your thoughts on that, Andy?
I mean, that's a lot to unpack. I mean, the whole business about, the never losing after coming off a bye, that's huge. Going into the Georgia game, having 2 weeks to prepare, having to get healthy. My goodness, I mean, Denson and Davidson are 2 big parts of that defense. You want them as healthy as possible. Nick Coe got banged up a little bit. A couple other guys, got banged up.
What is wrong with Nick Coe?
I mean, it's in between his ears.
He is not even close to the same player.
No,
he's just not. And obviously we missed Marlon Davidson and Jeremiah Denson. You could tell Auburn defense still played really well, but you can definitely tell when a guy the caliber of Marlon Davidson on that defensive front's not there. Some other comments coming in. Seth said LSU game really took a lot out of the team. Gus had to respond off a bye. Has to respond off a bye versus Georgia. Can't blame the coaching staff for bad passes, drops, and fumbles. True. Jerome said, should we use Joyner and the Wildcat more, or is he just the wheel route guy? Again, see him come in, it's almost like if you ain't watching for the wheel route, that's your fault if you're an opposing defense.
I do believe, yes, they should use him more in the Wildcat. I think he's an asset there.
He needs to be more involved than just that, though. Justice said, do y'all think this game of the Century Part 2, 3, or whatever it is going to live up to the hype? I think Bama wins by at least 2 touchdowns. He's referring, obviously, to the Alabama-LSU game.
I think it's going to be a really entertaining game. I don't know. Depends on whether Tua is healthy and whether, obviously if he plays or not. If he plays and he's 80%, I think it's a one-score game, and I think it's whoever has the ball last. If he doesn't play, I think LSU might win by 2 touchdowns.
Scott said, I thought DJ Williams ran hard, looked like he could carry the load if need be, no doubt about it. Andy, you felt the same way. Johnny agrees with Justin on that. He said high scoring, Bama wins by 2 TDs. Steven said I had to go, heard on the radio Joyner with a big play, and I said out loud, had to be the wheel route. Said he ran into the store, came out, heard it was a big play, said it had to be the wheel route, came out, it was. He's got 3 laughing faces out there.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick said Joyner looked soft to him. Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. Maybe that's why he's not getting enough playing time. So
he looked like he put his head down to go into the end zone. Now, granted, he didn't make it, but
also fumbled too.
He wasn't tiptoeing. I will say that. Jeremy said, "Why would Gus call timeout right before the half and then go 3 and out? That was a cheap TD for Ole Miss." That is true. If we could cover a punt, they wouldn't have scored.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And look, you don't assume you don't try to go 3 and out. I like him calling timeout. We had some momentum. We just go down. We went down and scored a touchdown. We went down and scored a field goal. We're going to get the ball right back. Maybe we go down and get another field goal. I think I like the idea. It's just poor execution to take 30 seconds or whatever we did off the clock and punt it right back and then give up a 70-yard or 60-yard return or whatever it was. That was just terrible. That was just terrible.
Well, that's kind of how that game went.
Yeah.
So maybe you got it out of your system.
Maybe so.
Mark said, how many do we lose in the transfer portal? Man, I hope none.
I don't. Who's going to go?
who,
I'm
rumblings
not sure
of
the team is as disgruntled
I tell you what
as people think.
But I tell you what it is, and I've seen a lot of people on here mention it on Twitter and things, and I brought it up a few weeks ago, the split of the fan base. I just think the fan base is as split as it's ever been.
Yeah.
As far as who should be doing what, and of course, you should be supporting the team no matter what the decisions are made, but it's hard to sit back and see some of the things transpire and not question. I think that's where it all comes down to. Everybody's entitled to do that as a fan, and I think that's what they're doing.
With Auburn's win over Ole Miss, yes, it was ugly, but it was a win over Ole Miss. It would take getting beat by 40 at home to Georgia and Alabama and lose a bowl game to even consider Gus being let go. Am I wrong?
No.
That ship sailed with Ole Miss, with beating Ole Miss. So I say just forget, don't waste your energy on that anymore. Concentrate on the rest of the season, because whether you are entitled to your opinion, whether you love Gus or hate him, but
they're not
at the point now, that's
with the buyout and where they are right now.
That's gone. So just might as well let's try to beat Georgia and let's focus on that.
Johnny
not
said,
that we have anything to do with it, but still, you know what I mean.
Johnny said, I love when we change the play and wide receivers change places and the ESPN announcers call the play, saying they swap so the bigger guy can block. I know several that I've talked to in the last week have a problem with Auburn substituting so daggone much.
And we didn't substitute a lot in the first half. We got some tempo. And that was one of the reasons the offense was in rhythm at some point.
Patrick said Brahms looked great at some.
Go up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. Sign Source.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan-Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 30 more minutes in today's show. Comments continue to roll in. We appreciate that. I was making a reference to the fact of, that the ship sailed with Gus being let go, sailed with Auburn beating Ole Miss, no matter how ugly it was. I said that it would take Georgia and Alabama both beating Auburn by 40. And the question was, do you not think that's a realistic possibility? No, I don't. The Auburn defense, I don't think will allow that to happen by any. We may lose both of those games, but Auburn's defense is going to keep Auburn in the game. They're that good. I'm convinced of it now. I was convinced of it a while back, but they're that good.
Yeah.
Think about this now. Ole Miss's offense, they put up 31 points on Alabama. I know they were behind a lot of that game, but they ran for, nearly 300, over 200 yards in that game.
Yeah.
They had been running the ball extremely well against everybody. They had been scoring some points, and they couldn't do anything. They had one drive against Auburn. That's it. So I just don't believe. That's why I say that you might as well just let go of that idea. So.
Yeah, Jeremy said he supports the team, not the coach.
Yeah.
And everybody, there's a lot of people out there.
I think that's a general, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's a general sentiment.
Patrick said, I still can't figure out where Seth Williams' head was on Saturday. He looked disengaged on several plays.
He dropped some that he could have had.
Johnny said he agrees with Patrick. Felt like he was just going through the motions. Michael said, if Gus could have gotten Hugh, and he refers to Hugh Freeze as offensive coordinator like he tried to do this year, we had a real chance to be real special on offense. So he's going to take a head job over an OC job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why he took the job he did. So.
It would have been interesting if nothing else. You wonder.
You'd gotten 1 year. I mean.
Yeah. Was Gus going to call the plays regardless if Hugh Freeze was OC?
I don't know if that would have been the case if Hugh Freeze had been the offense.
Yeah. So who knows how that would have worked out.
You also would have had to pay him more than you paid Dillingham too, I'm sure, coming in.
I would think so. Dilly's a bargain. No, I don't know what he does, but he's a bargain.
I mean, no, the bargain's for him.
Yeah,
so he's the one that comes out on top there.
Looking around the cocktail party, did you get a chance to watch any of that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what in the world Florida was doing for 3 quarters. Their offense was they just went out and got drunk for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they look like they didn't practice.
They were out in the parking lot. Partaking of cocktails instead of preparing for the game.
I mean,
Dan Mullen was over there, you know, after the few calls go against him, and he's over there. And once again, the SEC officiating strikes again. It's just which game is it going to be every week, and it just a clear as a bell drop over there of a pass that they go to the review and look at and keep it as a completed pass. I mean, look, Dan Mullins had plenty go in his favor. He had some go against him. I don't think there's conspiracy involved anywhere. I just think it's bad officiating. I really do. I think it's so bad across the board in a lot of these games. I mean, why even have replay if you're going to go back, slow it down, look at that, and determine that was a catch? Well, the ball, 3/4 of the ball was laying on the ground.
That's what I would like to be. I would like those replay officials. Forget the regular officials. Get the replay officials to at least explain.
If there's no
later, what did we see? Why did we call that a catch?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you can say there wasn't enough evidence to decide to.
Ball's bouncing around all over the place. He never
out.
Controls it. It hits the ground, and he's still bouncing it around in his hand like he's juggling.
He's like, nah, nothing there.
Nah, that's a good catch.
That's a clean catch.
Give that guy a cigar.
I mean, I think the officiating's bad in the SEC right now.
Do you think this was more to do with Georgia or more to do with Florida, that Georgia won this game 24-17?
I think had a lot of Florida not executing. I think that was a bad play call by Dan Mullen on 4th and 1, right there to throw that little. I mean, I know if he completes it, it's not a bad play call, but man, it's kind of like us against Florida when we can't get a first down on 3rd and 1 or 2. We kept doing the same thing over and over. I think a lot of that had to do with Florida's inability to execute more than it was what Georgia
couldn't get off field on 3rd down either.
That's it.
I mean, Georgia 12 of 18 on 3rd down. That was the difference in that game.
And Jerome said, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but now's the time. I guess we can switch over. Jermaine Whitehead didn't learn from his rant at Auburn. No, he's out of a job today. The Browns cut him after he went on a tirade of fans threatening to kill all of them and shoot them, and just the most obscene profanities you can throw out there on Twitter, telling people to meet him at his address, throwing his address out there. He was killing them for real. He wasn't playing because they were bashing the way he played in the game, and so Cleveland didn't have any choice but to fire him.
I don't think you can't go crazy. I mean,
yeah, but he went crazy at Auburn, and remember he got suspended down here. Sometimes people just can't get away from themselves. They can't ever find that happy place.
Yeah. Several of those 3rd down conversions for Georgia were 8 yards or longer. That's true. I mean, Florida just could not get off the field.
Didn't play well.
And still only lost by 7.
I know.
I'm
not sold on Georgia. I mean, Jake Fromm made a few plays, but they're not they're not a team that scares you.
Make them one-dimensional. I mean,
they are not a team that scares you at all. It's not.
We'll see. Texas A&M 45-14 over Texas San Antonio. Lowell Narcisse, however you say that,
Narcisse.
Quarterback at Texas A&M. He committed to Auburn.
That's right.
And then backed out and went to LSU.
That's
Didn't work out. And now he's at San Antonio. Mississippi State goes into Arkansas. For about Right up
minute.
to about kickoff, I thought Arkansas had a chance to win this game. And then they kicked it off, and I thought, they got no chance to win this
He
game.
got no chance at all. And Chad Morris, you know, if you look at what SMU's doing right now, and the way he left them, and they're kicking tail. I know they lost to Memphis, but they are kicking tail. He was terrible at SMU. He's even worse at Arkansas.
Well, you could say he's in some way, he gets some credit for SMU's success. I mean, he built that for 3 years.
He got the recruits in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They won a bowl game.
I'll give him partial credit.
Yeah.
I get partial credit on the test. I give him partial credit on that. Arkansas is horrendous. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. Don't know where they're going to turn to. Don't know what's going to happen to them, man.
They ran
it's pitiful.
460 yards rushing for Mississippi State. And Schrader didn't even play.
Yeah, Tommy Stevens played. And he looked like an All-American.
We're up against another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn on South College. New Kias at 0% APR financing and no payments for 90 days. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn. Kia of Auburn.com.
This is Coach Pat Dye. At Kia of Auburn, you are always number one.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back, and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom-fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota. We'd like to announce our new lifetime warranty on any new Toyota.
Hashtag lifetime warranty. Hashtag we love our customers.
It can be used nationwide at no additional cost. Hashtag customer service. So come on by and let us show you
the Vaden way.
#maintenance matters.
#totally awesome.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, just a short drive from home or online.
#your neighborhood dealership.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for just a couple of more segments in today's show. We're talking about the SEC games. Arkansas continues to struggle. Looks like it's going to be another year of no wins in the SEC for Arkansas.
Well, they're horrible.
They're just bad. I mean,
they're just
I think they played 3 quarterbacks Saturday.
You can't have the death penalty and play anymore.
No, that's true.
I'm telling you,
it's
man.
True.
Coming off of a death penalty, you can't have a worse looking team than Chad. I mean, look, I know some people said they're getting a little better, and maybe they are. But, man, they ought to be a lot better than where they are right now. I mean, this thing, nothing improves at all, and maybe the talent is that terrible. But he said, did you guys hear that Arkansas is shutting down O'Grady for the season? The one lone offensive threat to
congratulations, O'Grady.
Well, O'Grady, he said, thank you, whatever it is. Mark said, how about that Derek Brown play?
We were talking about that before the show. That was, I don't know if it's hilarious or if it's incredible or, but Nick Coe kind of saunters off, taking his time. And, I mean, he just gets on the field in time and a dead sprint runs right into the play. I mean, you couldn't have.
I mean, of all places to call on the field,
yeah,
he called it right there. We were down a man on the defensive line. They had an advantage, and he threw to the one spot in the field the guy was running on. Rich Rodriguez.
That poor, was it Ely that called it? I can't remember.
It was the running back.
But, I mean, you look up and you got a freight train coming full, dead sprint.
Golly.
Out of nowhere. We were just like, I didn't even know what had happened.
Well, a lot of people was like, why is he out in coverage?
That's what I thought. I was like, what in the world is going on? Why is he out there? But it was pretty funny.
UAB at Tennessee, 30-7. I was a little surprised, but Tennessee really, man. Now, look, here's an example of a program that is getting better, slowly but surely.
Think about this. Kentucky, Vandy, and I think Mizzou, they've got left. They could end up 7-5.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Losing to Georgia State and BYU at the beginning of the year,
man,
and end up at 7-5.
What if they pulled those 2 wins out?
Jeremy Pruitt's coach of the year.
They are getting better, is what I'm saying. Their defense is starting to play better. They're starting to look like they have some type of continuity. Even though Alabama beat them, they were in the ball game. They played Alabama tough. Guantanamo Bay decided he wanted to do his own thing, and it cost them. It was a 14-point swing right there, Andy. I had a chance to score and cut it to 8 and didn't do it. They are a direct opposite of Arkansas. Arkansas is they're getting worse.
They're getting worse.
And Tennessee's getting better. What do you think about South Carolina? They got 3 games left, got to win 2 or 3 to get into bowl eligibility. They're not very good, man.
Could there be an opening at South Carolina if they?
Who wants it?
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of people that want it, but what are we to a point where, look at who's surrounding South Carolina: Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, North Carolina now with Mac Brown to the north, who's going to do a good job of recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean, just name it. I mean, they're in a vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, Vandy had 189 total yards. They're going nowhere. And it was a good win, I guess. And you go back to and say South Carolina did have, you could arguably say they had the most difficult schedule in the country.
Who?
South Carolina. I still say Auburn's probably ends up being more difficult because Clemson's not quite as good as everybody thought. They're still really good. But
they do have a tough schedule.
They do.
Mark said if they dropped Derek Brown into coverage one more time, it might deter anyone from ever throwing over the middle. Jeremy said he would be hard to handle as a fullback on goal line situations. No doubt about it. He's that kind of player. Patrick said Derek Brown wins another defensive lineman Player of the Week award.
That's
So,
why if he doesn't win,
I mean, how many of those has he got?
Lombardi or the Butkus or
is it Nagurski?
Nagurski? I mean, he's got to win something. He ought to probably win them all. He's just a phenomenal.
G said
line.
Tennessee is getting a lot better each week.
I agree.
Scott said if South Carolina doesn't make a bowl, how much worse does that Georgia loss look?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, that's real
bad enough to keep you out of the playoffs.
Look, they're not going to the playoffs anyway. So they're just
they're going to the SEC title game.
Yeah, but I
mean, more likely.
If they won the SEC championship game, they would get in. They would get in. But if Auburn takes care of business on Saturday, that'll eliminate them from a play. If Auburn were to win if Auburn were to win that game, I mean, what does that do to them? Let's talk about that for just a minute. I mean,
if Auburn wins that game, what does that do to Georgia?
Yeah, what's that do for them?
They're
in, aren't they? They're in the SEC championship game.
Florida would have to just completely collapse because their schedule remaining. I don't think they're going to lose.
No.
So I mean, I think they're still in.
I mean, they're in regardless.
They got to beat Texas A&M though.
Well, I mean,
now watch out. Now I guess Texas A&M playing a little better too. So.
Well, let's just say even if they, but what I'm saying is that's 2 losses going into the SEC championship game. I mean, you can let a 2-loss team
they're
even
done.
if they were to win the SEC.
They're done.
I do too. I think it's a mood issue.
Yeah. So what are they playing for? I mean, they're trying. If they're out of the playoff contention, what does that do for their psyche moving forward?
Steven said Tut scared me when he got that interception at the end of the game, and I heard on the post game. Daniel Thomas said, man, I wish Tut just gone down, but, he's kind of saying, daggum, you got to know when the clock, but I guess Tut's good, from the 2 weeks from the time he looked like he was going to have to have his leg amputated on the field at LSU where they cut in and zoomed in. And, oh, man, I mean, it sounded like you're going to get it cut off.
He was uncomfortable, that was for sure.
Yep.
I think once he hit the sideline, he was going to go down and just go out of bounds, and he thought, I actually got a chance to score. I might as well take advantage of it.
You think he was thinking, now what was the point spread again?
Yeah, really, yeah.
Still wanting to cover.
Would not have. Auburn against Eckerd gets a 97-53 win. A lot of seniors, a lot of freshmen get in the scoring here. A lot of spreading around of the scoring and everybody getting in on the rebounding. That's probably a good sign moving forward. Georgia Southern, pretty decent team. Auburn opens up with them on Tuesday night. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Auburn Arena. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Mortgage Pro is the new standard for mortgage loans. While other banks are taking 45 to 60 days to close a loan, Mortgage Pro is making it happen in less than 15 days. Your mortgage loan goes from start to finish in less than 15 days. Mortgage Pro is able to make this happen by having the most advanced technology and a highly trained staff with over 98 years combined experience. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current mortgage, call Mortgage Pro and let our team go to work for you.
Welcome back, everyone, in the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Patrick says, what do y'all think about the Auburn players going off on the fans?
I think they got a right to.
It's legitimate, absolutely.
They got a right to. You know, it's fine. I mean, they look, they're there to play and prepare, and the fans are supposed to support, and you know, they have the right to call them out. I mean, that's just.
I think it's better coming from the players than the coach.
Oh, the coach, you don't. I mean, that just becomes it. Shots fired back and forth. You see the fans in response to the players saying that, they go, "Man, we're sorry." You know, you get the apologies, or you know, it wasn't me, and we're not speaking. You know, they don't speak for everybody. You know, you start getting that banter back and forth. But a lot of the players came back after that and said, "Look, man, y'all still, you know, kind of smooth it over all this kind of stuff."
Well, look, I mean, from the fans' perspective, you say, "Look, I buy the ticket, and I'll show up, and I'll stay as long as I want, and I'll leave when I want." And that's fine.
That's exactly right.
And if you're a player, you say, you know.
We've gone over this with Nick Saban before when
yeah.
these were, you know, he's asking why students leave at 62 to 7. It's 100 degrees in September against Podunk Hollow. I mean, now that's a little bit extreme, but when you're in a 7-point ball game in the fourth quarter, or 6-point ball game rather, in the fourth quarter, that's a little bit different.
I get it from both. I understand both arguments. Anything to Wiley having a double-double, maybe more of that to come. I think that's big, 10 and 10 for him. I'd love to see that. And you know what the other big stat was that I saw? Wiley, 1 turnover, only 1 turnover on the night. You know, he played 18 minutes, so 3 blocks. He was active on the defensive end. I love to see that. I think that's going to be big for Auburn this year. You wonder about the shooting. How's it going to be? They shot the ball very well Saturday night, but or Friday night.
You're not playing anybody.
Nah, you're not playing a good team. So if Chad Marsh gets canned, do you think Arkansas makes another run at Gus Malzahn? It was mentioned on another show today.
I mean, anything can be mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you think Arkansas would make another run at Auburn? I mean, at Gus.
I mean, I think Arkansas would be making a run at whoever they feel like they can make a run at to get a coach.
Yeah.
I almost said a good coach, didn't I? to get a coach. I mean, seriously, they think they could come in there. I mean,
well, you would think they'd have to offer him a raise. Is Arkansas willing to pay him like $9 million a year for Gus?
Don't think so.
Surely not.
Patrick said, does Florida State target Gus? Probably not. Luke said Chase Young's the best player in the country in his opinion. The guy's ridiculous. Brown's good too, but Young is different. Justin said, I would almost bet the house that Chase Young wins all of the D lineman awards. I don't agree with it, but national media loves him from Ohio State. It's like Caleb said, came in, there's a guy that's actually outperforming Chase Young down at Miami. You don't hear a lot about him. Stats are better. Just pays to be on the best team or pays to be on one of the best teams in the country for the exposure. Like I said, Florida State and Miami played this past weekend. I don't think anybody knew they were playing.
Well, there's a lot of difference between a defensive end and a defensive tackle.
That's right.
I mean,
well, there's awards for defensive lineman.
Yeah.
There's awards for best overall defensive player. Derek Brown's going to win an award, at least one, probably multiple, by the time it's all said and done, if he stays healthy and finishes the season out. Steven said, I'm glad Bo got to throw it around, but I don't want to have to throw it 40-plus times. That's a good point there.
As long as he continues to complete 33 of them,
but I think he's going back to saying that this is the first win for, Gus Malzahn, where we've thrown it over 40 times. He's 0-3 prior to that. Johnny said, watching the Nationals at the White House, they're having a blast. Kurt Suzuki just pulled out a MAGA hat. Crowd went wild. So,
well, good for Kurt.
They are having a blast going around. They were at the hockey game, tore the shirts off, up there slinging beer around, then got on the little, what's it called? The thing, the Zamboni or whatever.
Yeah.
That you ride around the ice. And,
yeah.
Just enjoying the heck out of this thing.
Why not? I mean, it's a once-a-lifetime kind of thing.
The Braves have got to be sitting there going,
they'd have gotten swept by the Astros.
They would have. They wouldn't have ever done it the way they did it. But, the thing is that that's their division. They won the division. The Braves did. The Nationals were playing really good baseball coming down the stretch, and the Braves, they just never could catch them. Stayed, 7, 8, 9 games ahead of them the whole time?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why baseball is such an interesting sport in that, for a season, the Braves are just a better team than the Nationals.
Well,
but you get in a 7-game playoff series, and the Nationals, you throw out Scherzer, Strasburg, Sanchez. And Sanchez was pitching really, really well. It is what it is.
I don't know, Jeremy, what the terms of the contract are, but I think if Gus were to leave, there would be no buyout. Jeremy's asking,
I think Gus has to pay us if he leaves.
That's what he's saying. Yeah. Waiving the buyout for Gus to pay us. I don't know, man.
I bet they would.
Probably would.
I think if you don't cry any tears for Willie Taggart, because Florida State, I think, is going to owe him about, is it 25?
25, I
think. He gonna be okay.
I think with what Florida State and what Oregon paid, it's 25.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think they only owe him like 16 or 17, but they paid like $5 million to get him out of Oregon, and they paid what Oregon was going to still owe South Florida to get him out of there. So I think it ends up being $25 million with all of that. Yeah,
involved.
That's pretty
brutal.
Rough.
It was out of Florida State's back pocket, all of it. So whatever it is, his buyout 16.
You don't even give him 2 years.
What a bad decision that was. It was. It just didn't work out, and it just. Can somebody do a little bit of background check on some of these guys before they hire them and pay them all that money? Has he really ever been successful anywhere? Was he successful at Western Kentucky?
He won games. He won games in South Florida. He had some decent seasons.
He was terrible at Oregon.
Well, he was there 1 year.
I know, but he wasn't good.
Well, they went 7-6.
Okay. And then he gets Florida State, and I know that, the buyout was $18 million for Taggart, which is the largest buyout, by the way, out there, outside of if Auburn were to have bit the bullet.
Willie's going to be just fine. How about this? UCLA, who's 4-5 now and 4-2 in the conference, controls its own destiny and could actually wind up winning the South and playing in the Pac-12 championship. They got a bye this week at Utah, at USC, and Cal. Playing well. They're starting to play well.
They're not going to win out.
They're starting to play well.
They're not going to win out.
What if they do?
Atrocious. I mean, just it kills Oregon because Oregon's sitting there on the cusp, just like we thought they might, losing to Auburn. That's why we said it on the show. That's how important that game was to them. If they were to win it, they probably went out.
Yeah.
So
that's going to wrap it up for us on the Auburn Blitz on this Monday. Back on the air tomorrow, same time, same channel. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.